How's it, guys? This is Davey, FPL, and welcome back to the Deadline with Davey live stream. What has happened to Game Week 19 since I went and played paddle this afternoon, came back? We've got Declan Rice out, we've got Michael Keane out, so it's going to be a potential banger of a Deadline stream, and I say banger in probably the worst sense. I think it's going to be quite stressful. I don't personally know what I'm doing in terms of my team. Let's just hope that you guys do, because I will be reviewing my transfer plan quite a bit throughout the stream. But as always, we'll be trying to answer you guys' questions. Let me know if the audio and the video sound and look Gucci, and then we can head on to Game Week 19. I can tell you what doesn't look Gucci is definitely going to be this team selection. I don't really know what's happened to it, mainly Declan Rice being out. Michael Keane is a doubt. That's not super confirmed. It seems like the Rice news is confirmed, but we always have our doubts with an Arteta. So I don't even know if I'm comfortable selling him, because who knows what's going to happen if he actually has been playing mind games or something like that and he plays against Aston Villa. Who kind of knows? But we're going to try and sort this out. I've only got one free transfer, unfortunately, and I don't really want to sell Rice, but at this moment we might be forced to. We might also be looking at maybe a Rodon out, playing a 4-4-2 if need be. Does that mean we keep Semenyo? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know at this moment. I'm just kind of playing around with a few different transfer plans. If you guys can see something that you would do if this was your team, just remind it, 2.3 left in the bank. Then you can always shout it out in chat and just let me know. Maybe it'll help me out a bit. But hopefully you guys are doing well. A very quick turnaround from game week 18 to 19, and then Saturday comes game week 20. So if you guys are all strapped in, and let's see what happens in the stream. As Siddharth is saying, it's going to be a bit of a spicy one. Don't know if that's good or bad, if you can handle the heat, but let's see what happens in the next 52 minutes or so. Yeah, as you said, potentially I'm going to start. I'm not super buying the Minter benching. I think that he's going to play. I think it was just tactically that he was benched against Arsenal, and I think it didn't work. If you guys watched that game, they put up, I think, 0 shots, 0.0000 XG in the first half. And then when he came off, apparently he looked pretty good. So I'm not really concerned about Minter. Semenyo, there might be some slight concern there. My concern is that he's probably going to start, but if you have a transfer in the back of your mind, I guess there's one way of doing things. I'm not saying that he's not going to play to his full potential. He could actually have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Chelsea were kind of bidding for him. He wants to show Chelsea that he's the player they should have tried to sign. Maybe there's some kind of vengeance there. Or he could kind of in the back of his mind be saying, listen, I'm signing for Man City in a few days' time. Let me not get injured. Let me not jeopardize this transfer. Maybe he doesn't take all those 50-50s, all those chances. It could go either way, I guess. And that's why I'm still pretty keen on taking Semenyo out. That might be for a hit now. Let's see how that does work out, though. Mark Gayu definitely not going to start. Rodon not going to start. Michael Keane is a doubt. Richards is probably not going to play. But yeah, as we mentioned, Declan Rice has been the latest in the sort of out-confirmed rumors, I guess. It's still a rumor, but it seems like most newspaper sources are picking it up. So I guess there must be a truth to that. Thank you for saying all Gucci, brother. Let me know what you want me to call you, the one. I'm just going to call you the one, but thank you for that one, as well as the goat. So Darth, yes, this is actually the right time for the F emoji. I did forget about that one. Vincent is also kind of getting on the bandwagon of saying Minter might be dropped. I don't think he's going to get dropped, but Keane is definitely a doubt. Rice could be out. And yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Semenyo. It's interesting because if he's going to be selling for 65 million, which is a Bournemouth record transfer fee, maybe they wrap him in cotton wool before this game. I don't know. But let's see. Why not Cunha captain? At this rate, I might even captain Cunha. I haven't even thought about that because I've just been worrying about these other transfer plans. I've Eze, will he play? I don't think so. I've looked at a few projected lineups and it doesn't seem like Eze is in too much favor at the moment. Who else is a new doubt? Those are the ones I've sort of covered. I think Richards, Rice, and Keane are the biggest ones. Those are the potential doubts. Unfortunately, Vincent, no chocolate milk. It hasn't done me that much justice over this sort of luck. This season's been a pretty trash season all around. Rafa is then coming in straight away saying, hi bro, should I go heaven in Cunha dropping Wilson and Virgil van Dijk? Don't have enough to get Dorgu. That's unfortunate. I would definitely try and get Dorgu. I think it's okay. I don't know if I would go for I think Heaven's fine for the fixture. I don't think United are the best defense. Their fixtures are pretty good, but it wouldn't surprise me if they don't keep clean sheets. And that's why Dorgu is slightly more exciting, because at least he has that sort of attacking threat. But it's okay. If you want to captain Cunha, Rafa and Rez, I'd say go for it. But Wilson's in good form. Virgil van Dijk, the fixture's not the worst. He is coming up against Calvert-Lewin, though, who just can't seem to not score. But let's see what happens. Harsh is saying, please share your thoughts on Hall and Bruno G from -4. I'm actually looking at Gordon and Hall from -4. Oh, it's from -4. Okay. As mentioned, if you want to captain Cunha, then go for it. Otherwise, I think you can get away with not doing it, Raf and Reza. Is it the last chance to use the free hit? Yes, it is. And someone asked me to make a free hit draft. So let's go and make one of those. I'll just do this quickly. Don't worry. My team is going to pop back up. It's not going to be missed, though. It's a pretty sore site. But guys, please, if you have any chips, whether it be a triple captain, wild card, free hit, bench boost, you guys might have more than one. That's unfortunate. You have to pick a chip this game week. It's the last time you're going to be able to use it. In game week 20, the chips reset, and we do get a whole bunch of new chips. So, as mentioned, please, guys, use your chips if you do have them. So, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep Rodon just as a cheap placeholder. You guys can go for whatever 4.0 you want. I think Hall is going to be there, and I think that you guys can also probably go for a potential double up if you want. The only reason I'm saying that is apparently Voltemade, I don't know exactly know if he or Visa is going to start, so I'm going to go for the double up from a defensive point of view. In the midfield department, I mean, I like Minte, but you probably don't go for him. I think you go for Dorgu as your final defender, so you guys can actually go nice and cheap. We'll discuss our goalkeeper shortly. Then I think Ekatike looks good. I think you go for Jared Bowen. I mean, Jared Bowen, it depends. I don't know if he's the best sort of shout, but definitely I would say Gordon. Who else looks good? I think you can kind of try and squeeze in Cole Palmer. Now you can decide if you want to go for like a Cherky and a Foden. That could be something that you also look at. So it's kind of Foden or going for Bowen, I guess. Let's just check if you're missing out any other fixtures. Yeah, I think it's probably what you want to do. I think Bowen is a bit... I don't know if I'd go for Bowen. What you could maybe do is you could go for like a Wirtz instead of a Bowen, and then just bring back Mark Gayu. I can just afford this draft, so this is probably what I would look at. I think I might still go for an Arsenal goalkeeper just for a bit of coverage, but I think you go triple Newcastle. You have Cole Palmer as a differential. Bournemouth are pretty bad. You have Cherky, you have Haaland, Wirtz, Cunha, Ekatike. The only thing you might want to do is go for another United player. I just don't know if you would do that. But I think these two are definitely the best. This would be the free hit that I would look at. I'll leave it up for another like 2 minutes. And don't worry, I'll keep it in the background in case you guys want to see it again. Gordon probably bench, double checking. I mean, let's just check that. I don't think, like I get where there's smoke, there's fire. But I think it would probably be that I would expect him to start and then at least come off early. I would be surprised, let's say, if Gordon's benched. Okay, let's see. I don't think I have... I don't think there's any other news. I'm just kind of trying to check here. Because now I'm nervous about potentially... I'm potentially a bit nervous about if there are any other people that are going to be doubts, any other players. I don't see anything at the moment, though. I recommend you get Wirtz. I got Dalot. What do you think? Dalot's fine. Dalot or Dorgu. I guess Dorgu's playing a bit more out of position, so that's why people are favoring him, and he's cheaper. But Dalot's also pretty okay. I start two of Timber, Harry Wilson, and Minte. I always like the attackers, but I think Timber's got a good chance of getting attacking returns. So I probably would say Timber, Harry Wilson, just because there's some Minte concerns. Bench one of Harry Wilson, Rao, or Gravenberch. I mean, Crystal Palace don't have the best fixture. It's probably between Raul Jimenez and Gravenberch. But I think maybe Raul has the highest ceiling. That's what I probably would say. play Hincapi or Minte? In terms of projected points, it's probably going to favor Hincapi just because, as mentioned, there are some concerns with Mr. Minte this week. Gakpo or Gravenberch? James, I probably would say neither. I just don't like them too much from an FPL point of view. But if you're talking about who to start, I don't know. I don't know if Gakpo is going to be fit, and Gravenberch isn't the most exciting pick. So just let me know what you're trying to do. Are you trying to do like a free hit, or are you trying to do a transfer? As then I can advise you a bit better. So almost like Gordon or Minte as Rice replacements from -4. It's probably between Gordon and Soboslai this week. I'd say if you can postpone it one more week, it's probably Rodgers, but I think it's between Soboslai and Gordon. And this is what I was debating. Gordon is more exciting, has better fixtures, is on penalties, both of them on penalties, but Soboslai is more nailed. So Gordon probably plays about 60, 70 minutes, where Soboslai is going to play the whole game. That's what I was kind of deciding against when I was looking at my one transfer, but now my whole team has gone to you know what. So let's see what happens. Okay, cool. I'm going to go off of this free draft. I'm going to leave it on the back burner. You guys can let me know if you want it back. But let's go to my team. So as you guys can see, there are some concerns here. It's Declan Rice mainly. Will Declan Rice play? I guess that he could, but I mean, he wasn't pictured with the team. I think even the Athletic are coming out and saying that he's going to miss the Aston Villa game. It would be hectic mind games, which doesn't put me past Arteta, but I think it's a bit far. Let's just say that to what I think is the truth. So I think Rice is probably out, and now I guess the concern is we don't have another starter. So we do at the moment have Mr. Anderson, who can come off the bench if need be. But now we have a source that says Michael Keane is a doubt. And as you guys know, Everton do play early on. So maybe we get some news. I don't know if it was the most reliable Everton source, but there is some concern now about potentially Michael Keane missing. And if Keane does miss, it's Mark Gayu as Rodon's injured. So now we have a choice, I guess. We can either take out Rice or we could take out Rodon. And Rodon might be slightly better to do. I like the potential of the Lewis Hall. There might be some rotation with him, but I think that he's pretty strong, so might not. I could just go straight for Gabriel, which makes more sense long term because I probably want to bring him in. But or I can just take out Rice, but I think I would like Rice for the more long term. I think that he's a good hold. I guess the concern is, though, if he's going to miss this week, maybe he misses next week as well. And if he misses 2 weeks in a row, I think it's worth taking him out. So that's basically the situation. Semenyo is also a doubt, but I would probably say he's more of a doubt about his play style, not that he's going to start or not. I think that he's going to start, but it just depends on how hectically he takes this fixture, or takes this one. Let's just say that. So lots of options. We could take out Rice, as mentioned. We could go straight to Gordon. We could do Semenyo to Soboslai and Rice to Saka for a -4, but I don't know. I've kind of made my bed without Saka, and the fixtures aren't fantastic. You guys can hardly see them, but it's Aston Villa. I mean, Bournemouth's a good game. Liverpool at home actually probably is not the worst fixture. Then they have Nottingham Forest, United, but then good fixtures after that. So maybe a Saka's the safest play. Or I could do a -4 to just take out Rodon, or just do one transfer for Rodon to Hall, or Rodon to Gabriel. Play them instead of Keane and then just keep Semenyo. Or I could do another -4 and take Semenyo out for Gordon or for Soboslai as well. So quite a few options there. I know I just ran through all of them, but as mentioned, if you guys do have anything, you can also comment it and I'll try and take a look. I'm pretty sure that you guys might be siding towards the -4, if I'm honest with you. I think that you might be converting me to a -4 this stream. Yeah, if it is a knee injury is usually pretty bad, but I don't know. I guess we don't have any information about it, and I was hoping that we maybe get something pre-deadline. Maybe that just tells us how bad it is. Okay, so apparently Now another source is saying that Michael Keane's out. So okay, I don't see any other news. It's basically just that Michael Keane is looking a bit more likely that he's going to be missing, which is a bit annoying, but I guess it is what it is. Okay, let's just see potentially. Okay, so let's look at the I don't want to say the most conservative move, but if we did just go for Gabriel straight away, we can just afford him, and that does kind of give us a full starting 11 probably. It's probably quite a simple transfer. Will Gabriel play every minute? I don't know. It does worry me that he just came back from injury and now he has such a tight schedule. But yeah, I mean, these Arsenal defenders are dropping like flies at the moment, so that's not the best in the world. So that could be a move. Otherwise, we could go slightly more exciting, go for Lewis Hall. As you guys know, if you just go here, full profile, you can see that the fixtures upcoming are pretty insane. Burnley, Leeds, Wolves, 3 out of the next 4, as well as Crystal Palace, who actually haven't been scoring that much. He could be a massive shout. So I do like the look of him. Slightly concerned here against Burnley at home, only 27 minutes. Yeah, so I guess that could be a concern. But yeah, I like him as a more exciting punt there. And then I guess we're going to have to make some provisions potentially for Gabriel in a short amount of time. So if we don't get Gabriel now, I probably won't. I mean, I might get him next week. I guess we could take him out for someone like a Lacroix. But then I would have to do the Gordon transfer this week. So if I do Gordon now, it does give me 0.1 to afford Gabriel next week if we do want to go there. So that could be a potential. But yeah, I don't know if the -4 is the best situation this week. But yeah, tons of options, and I'm just debating them a little bit. Yandre has been a member for 21 months. Outstanding. Thank you. I do appreciate Yandre. Hopefully your team is looking better than mine at the moment. Neil Murphy 401 is saying bench one of Keane, Klein, and Harry Wilson. Well, Neil, Niall, you might have actually just been blessed by the FPL gods, because apparently Michael Keane is injured. So what I would do, Niall, if I was you, I would play Keane and Harry Wilson, and then if Keane misses out, he won't be in the squad, won't come off the bench, then you'll get Klein off the bench anyways. Yandre's also asking a question saying, one free transfer, Goodmanson to Dorgu or roll and start Anderson. I like the Goodmanson to Dorgu move. I would probably just do that. I guess I could also go for Dorgu. I mean, that's also a punt I could look at, but I think I'd probably want to play a little bit more long term. And I think that the Newcastle fixtures, they don't get great, but I could hold him for more of a long term situation. Connor's asking anyone else captaining Cunha, so drop it down below. Drop it down below if you guys are going to be captaining Cunha. Actually, let me do a poll. I'll do a poll, and then what I'll do is I'll do the projected clean sheets. Cunha / United, and then I'm going to add a third option. So if you guys aren't going to, if you're not captaining Ekitike, you're captaining Verts, just vote for the Liverpool option then. Akom Haste just says, watching from Starlink in the sky via Qatar Airways, all the best with GW19 causing chaos. I do appreciate that. That's insane. It's probably the first person that is watching from an aeroplane. You might have the record there, so do appreciate that one. Vincent is asking for his entire team. Okay, your team looks terrible, Vincent. I think you definitely have to take a hit. No, your team looks good. I don't think you have to take a hit. You could, if you want to take Semenyo out, but yeah. Hall or Theo? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Theo. But basically, Theo is more sort of reliable, more safe, whereas Hall is more exciting. If we are to go and take a look at, for example, Hall here, and go to his... Okay, we can't... How do you check stats? Can you only check stats on the app? Oh, no, it'll be here, sorry. Do they have his XG per 90? Okay, no, they don't. Okay, his XG is actually not that insane. Was this? No, this was last year. I do apologize. Okay, you can only check stats on the app, so maybe I'll have to go and pull up some numbers on the second screen. I just want to compare the XG, because I know Theo does have attacking threat off set pieces. Okay, let's just check Hall. All these options. Per 90, okay, so XG is quite similar between them. Hall has a little bit of XA. But yeah, Theo was actually not terrible, and he is slightly cheaper, so you guys can go there if you want to. It's also pretty close, I think, with projected points between those two. I think Hall might just be slightly favored because of his attacking threat. So, okay, let me go over the projected clean sheets and projected goals quick. And hopefully maybe this gives us some insight into what transfers to make. I doubt it, but maybe we could see something. If you guys are on the field, also pay attention, because you definitely want to target a team that's scoring the most amount of goals. The situation is going to be United. So if you look at United and you look at Man City, these are kind of the two biggest captaincy considerations. I think it's Cunha versus Haaland. And I think you probably want the Man City projection to be a little bit lower than 2.12, because Haaland's goal share is pretty insane. So if Man City do score, I know it didn't happen last week, but if Man City do score, generally Haaland's involved. Whereas with United, we don't yet know if Cunha will be involved. He should be. But I think in terms of a differential captain, you probably want a bit more separation there. But it still doesn't mean that Cunha's a bad captaincy shout. I think it just means that Haaland still should do okay. Then we have Chelsea. We also have Arsenal, sorry, just had to dodge the mic, as well as Newcastle, all putting up some good projections. And then on the clean sheets, Arsenal still remain topped, 45%, which is insane against Aston Villa. So they're still looking like they're going to keep a clean sheet. Without Rice, I think that's probably going to dip a bit. But other good options, United, Man City, Newcastle, Liverpool also up there, but who knows, Calvert-Lewin effect, and then Forest against Everton. So I'll leave this up for now. If this does help you, it usually helps me with some benching concerns. This week, that doesn't matter because I don't even have a bench. But let me know what you think. Theo pronounced as Chow. Okay, that's interesting. Because he's German, right? So that would be quite interesting. Vincent and I paid for in-flight to watch your last stream. Thank you, Vincent. I do appreciate it. So enough to buy the Wi-Fi, but not enough to buy a membership. I see how it is, Vincent. Saint saying, do you think Semenyo might be left out? I don't know. It's tough to say. I think they're going to try and not do it, but it might happen. And that's why I'm probably going to do a -4 for him out anyways. Any chips left for you? No chips left, but reminder, please use them. Wolves will park the bus here. I think they definitely will. I'm just going to quickly go back. I think I've missed some questions. Yandre saying Dorgu will just be the 5th midfielder. Okay, that's 100%. He's also pretty cheap, so that's okay. I think I've mentioned Jester saying thoughts on Dalot versus Dorgu and Lewis Hall versus Thiaw. It's basically safe versus punt. So Dalot and Thiaw or Chow is going to be The safe options, Lewis Hall, Dorgu's the more exciting options because they play slightly more attacking. Okay, New York Times is saying, despite the best efforts of players and staff, Rice appears not quite ready, and it looks likely he'll be left out in order to avoid the risk of aggravating. Okay, so it looks like Rice might be okay. Just don't know. Bench boost also refresh. Yes, every chip. So it's not like previous seasons. Every chip refreshes, whether it be the triple captain, bench boost, free at wildcard. So you guys have to use them this week. If you guys have multiple chips, you can comment and I'll try and help you guys out to choose which one to use. But it's probably in order of, I would say, wildcard, triple captain or bench boost. Hopefully you don't have either, and then Friet's last. I don't think Friet is a fantastic chip. However, Friet could be good this week if you guys want to get out of jail with all these injuries. You think a -4 can pay off? I think the players I'm going to bring in could be worth the -4. But I don't know. And that's why I'm almost going for a Gabriel over a Hall might be better, because I'd want a Gabriel in the future anyways, but I don't know. I'm kind of going through a bunch of different combinations in my head, and none of them seem fantastic. So Darth has been a legend for 46 months, so close to that 4-year anniversary, which is going to be insane. Do appreciate the support as always, Sir Darth, first in the stream if I do recall. And you've asked, got a similar team as yours, except Richards for Lacroix. Saka for Semenyo, 0 free transfer. Okay, so you're looking a bit better than me. Let me just go back to my team and just assess what Siddharth is requesting. Okay, so you've got Richards instead of Lacroix. So your team is basically like this, and then it's Richards on the bench. And then you've got Saka for Semenyo. Okay, so I guess that's kind of similar. So what you're going to have to do is, I think, but you have 0.0 in the bank. Okay, because you have 0.0 in the bank, that makes things a bit tough. Do you have Rice? Do you have Declan Rice? Because I think what I might do then is I might do Rice to Soboslai, and then Rodon out, or Richards out. Maybe Richards out. Just let me know. So if you take Declan Rice out, that's to Soboslai, that's 0.6. Just let me know if it is 0.6 for you or 0.5. And then Richards, I think, is 4.5. So you might be able to afford Thiel. What I would do then is Soboslai Thiel in terms of your transfers. Yes, have Rice. Okay. Or what you just do is, so Michael Keane, let's just assume that he's going to be out. You're going to need backup. So I think, but that's a -8. The thing in your situation, Siddharth, is not a -8 because the players you don't have are injured. So it's a -2. So you're looking slightly better. But I think you might have to do transfers then. Losing Rice is okay if you have Saka. That's in my mind fine. Voltemade or Richarlison. Voltemade is a punt, but I think I wouldn't go for him because even if he starts, he's going to get sub for Visa. I mean, that's the same thing as Gordon, I guess. Gordon could also be sub, but I don't know. I have Mount. Is he not going to play at all? I have no idea on Mason Mount, but as far as I remember, he is out. Want replacements. Oh, you want a bench boost. Suggest replacements for Calafiori and Keane. Rice to Gordon or Soboslai. Calafiori to Hall or Thiel. And Keane to Dorgu. That's what I probably would do. Bench one of Tarkowski, Collins, Keane, Potter. So Keane, because it looks like he's going to be benched Derici. Also, so you send a message saying Merry Christmas, or I'm late, no worries. Drop one of Tarkowski, Robinson, Lewis, Potter, or Collins. Okay. Let me see fixtures. I mean, you probably play Lewis Potter because he's playing out of position, or should. Tarkowski's okay, Robinson's fine. I probably would bench Robinson. I'd drop Robinson. Just play Anderson or get in. I just play Anderson. If you, I would take a hit. If you're going to bench boost, Okay, sorry. Sorry, thanks for that. I appreciate it. Let me just adjust the team. Okay, so you guys couldn't actually see that. I do apologize. So Darts, let me know if you need me to go over it again, brother. As I appreciate that I wasn't on the screen. Thank you for that one, Kranz. Do I stick with Bruno G or sell him soon? I would stick with him. I'd stick with him, Derici. There's no reason to sell him, especially with the current form. Or current, not form, but state of injuries. I think what I might have to do is do some planning on for the future games, because I'm a little bit stumped. Okay, let me just bring up let's see. Okay. Let me just adjust this so that you guys can see. So this is FPL.team. If you guys do want to, let me see if can I zoom in here. Do you guys still see the team? Okay, no, let me just zoom out. This is FPL.team. Let me just do some planning. Okay, let's do some planning for the future game weeks then. So one transfer that I could do, I don't know if you guys will like this or not though, is I can take Semenyo out for Soboslai, and then I can do Saka in for Rice, which is like pretty template, pretty safe. I don't know. Don't know if this is worth it. I could also do Palmer, and that could be a more exciting punt. However, that gives me 0.0 in the bank. And if I do want to go for someone like a Gabriel soon, who looks pretty essential when he's playing, it doesn't give me enough to sort of budge on that. So I don't know if this transfer is the best for future. Let me just reset the game week. So that is a potential that I could do, I guess. So let's just assume Michael Keane is out, which it looks like, as well as Declan Rice. I can either take Rice out, but as mentioned, don't know how keen I am on that. So I think what I would probably just do is take Rodon out, and then I'm looking at someone like a Lewis Hall, I think. I'm just trying to see if this doesn't give me... Just wait, if I take out Rodon for Hall... Okay, so I can't afford... I can't afford Gabriel in one swap, but that's okay because I probably will downgrade Semenyo anyways. So let's see if I go for someone like a Gordon. I've got 1.3, so I can do Lacroix out. I could do Lacroix out, or I could just do Virgil out. And if I go for Soboslai, okay, I could do Anderson then. Or I could do Keane, but I probably want to keep Keane. It depends on how bad his injury is. Yeah, so Gordon is quite a bit more expensive than Anderson is. I mean, than Soboslai is. Just join SH. No, the transfer plan's not done. I'm still contemplating. But at least we've got 18 minutes left, I guess. Just selling Ronan for Hall or Gabriel will work. Yeah, it will work, and I can just keep Semenyo. But so my thinking about Semenyo is that if I was to jump off and go for another asset, this would be the week to do it anyways, because we have the likes of Gordon against Burnley and Soboslai against Leeds, which are two pretty good games. But I do understand that keeping Semenyo could be worth it. Yeah, the Palmer combo does look nice. It's just the fact that I don't have money for Gabriel then, which does worry me slightly. And I think I would just have to not go for Gabriel for a few weeks then. Yeah, so I don't want Semenyo for City, Joe. Like, as soon as he goes to City, in my opinion, he becomes a worse option. What's your topic on the Ashes, says Dorici? I mean, it's been a pretty interesting one. What I will say is I think we've seen the effect of sort of limited overs cricket on Test cricket, because the batting performances haven't been fantastic or haven't been the usual sort of Test, blocking. It's been a bit up in the air. You can do Dorgu plus Gordon this week. The next week you can do... Yeah, I can do that. I can also do Dorgu, I guess. What are Dorgu's fixtures like? It's just that Hall has one better fixture, I guess. But I mean, it's Crystal Palace though, so... Dorgu is playing out of position. Gabriel in for Virgil when the time comes. That is true. We still need a bit of value though, and that's why I'm a bit... The Palmer Soboslai transfer, I don't know. Should I keep again Cherky? Oh, Gregory, just keep Cherky. No worries, Paniotis. Could you please comment on my freer team? Thanks. Okay, Paniotis, I'll just quickly... Okay, wait, you can't see this. I'll just quickly do this. Just look at this freer team. This is the one that I created. If it's much different from yours, it's not the end of the world, but I can't find your comments. So just look at this team. This is a freer team if you guys still have it. Christian saying Happy New Year. Thank you. What's your thinking for this game week? It's up in there at the moment, but it's probably a -4, but I could just do I could just do one transfer, keep Semenyo. Just joined in, nothing. Gia, evening, thanks for the great FPL. No worries, Gia. Hopefully next year, yeah. A quick one. Hoping to roll, but Newcastle fiction inviting. Thinking about doing Timber / Virgil van Dijk to Hall. Thoughts? I would just keep both of them, Gia. I don't think there's a need to take it. Hall and Gordon confirmed? No. I haven't confirmed them at all. I still wanted to do some planning to see what the team looks like. I'm just looking over some potential plans, guys. I'm not trying to be antisocial. I really just can't decide what to sort of do. I'm just concerned. I'm just trying to think about, is Hall as nailed as we want? It's the only thing I'm thinking now. Are there any Newcastle fans in the chat? Can you tell me if Hall is nailed? Yeah, after game week 20, game week 20 has a pretty good run for Palmer, but I guess then we avoid the Man City game. I do like the Szoboszlai Palmer transfer. It's just, I don't know. I don't know whether to take a hit to get Semenyo out. Yeah, I'm on the hit at the moment. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think I prefer this combination because then what happens is in game week 21, the team looks slightly better because if we had Szoboszlai here, we would have the Arsenal fixture, which I know he's okay with, but I think I can avoid it. I guess the only thing now is it worth taking out Semenyo for Gordon? What would I want to do next? What would I want to do this week anyways? Okay, I maybe could want to go for Gabriel. Which I think might just be Lacroix out. It gives me 0.1 to spend if I do want to go for this. Let me just check price rises today. What's happening? It's just another -4. Okay, doesn't look like Gabriel's gonna rise tonight. Okay, let me check Twitter lastly for the last piece of news. Okay, let's go back to the normal team. Okay, we actually only have 8 minutes left, so let me lock in these transfers. Sorry, I've not read chat in a while. Yeah, so if you take, then Gordon has to score in Semenyo not to start, which is like 4.5 odds. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's just the fact that I might want to do this move in the future anyway, so I'm just bringing it a game forward and then just hoping that Gordon outperforms Semenyo. But yeah, I do understand that it's a little bit, it's definitely risky. It's not optimal. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Rodon, Hall for Rodon. Definitely. Yeah, and then I think I'm tempted to do Gordon as well for Semenyo. I wish we had early team sheet news, but I don't think we do. Yeah, I don't think we do. So I'm gonna do Gordon, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do Gordon, and then I'm just gonna hope that he does well. So another -4. Okay, I've done those 2 transfers. What's the plan? So none. I just did the moves. Let me know if you need me to repeat them. But yeah. Okay, so apparently Focal's saying that that Rice is definitely out, but I'm just going to keep Rice in the starting 11 unless there's some freak news. But apparently Calafiori is also out, if you guys do have him. I'm just posting this to Discord quick. And then Semenyo hat-trick incoming. I mean, he might. As I mentioned, like, it depends on how he's playing against, how he's going to play against Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea haven't been fantastic, but now we just have to hope that that Gordon. No, I would just hold Guimaraes Jester. So I do apologize. It's another -4, guys, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. So apparently, Calafiori and Rice look like they're going to be missing. So what will basically happen in my team is if Rice miss out, I prefer Keane over Anderson, but Keane is probably going to miss out as well. So then Anderson will come off the bench. Then hopefully have a full starting 11. And then we just have to hope that Minted as well. Let me just go back and check anything. Edward is saying on a wildcard, Rice in my team, thinking about either or Gordon. I'd go Gordon over Rice if you're on a wildcard, definitely. Yeah, Edward, that's looks pretty much better. Play Mukiele versus City or Anderson versus Crystal. Anderson versus... If it's Anderson versus Crystal Palace, play him rather. Which goalkeeper on the free hit? Anchoki or Soboslai? I would go for Soboslai, probably slightly. I don't think I had him in my team actually, but I think I'd go Soboslai. And for a goalkeeper, I think Ray is safe. Otherwise, you could go for the United goalkeeper, but I think you probably want some coverage from Arsenal, so I would just go for him. Whichever, if you have Cherky, no, I would just keep Cherky, definitely. It's the same story as last week, and look what happened last week. Just keep Cherky. Yeah, Keane's also a doubt, but I have Anderson at least. Best Semenyo replacement. So I've gone Rahitz for Gordon, but if you prefer the others, then, but I can't recommend you an option that I didn't go for. Triple captain, Haaland or Ekitike. You could go for Cunha triple captain. That could also be quite nice. If you want to go differential, I think Cunha's okay. I think they're pretty similar, Cunha and Haaland this week. Yeah, Cunha should be okay for Kamsi. I think he'll be quite differential, actually. I don't think many people are going to go for him. I've Richards instead of Lacroix. What should I do? Okay. If you have Richards instead of Lacroix. I mean, Richards, he's not confirmed out, right? You could just keep him, but who to pick, Gordon or Cunha? I'd go Cunha. You could just keep Richards and then hope that he plays. Or if you have a really cheap forward, maybe like a Mark Gay who gets like 1 point, I don't know. Otherwise, you can take a -4, but maybe take a -4 for like a Dorgu or Hall that has a high potential this week. Keane or Anderson, if you have to start one. I'm going to go for Keane. I think Keane has been good with the DEFCONs recently, and I think Everton are okay defensively, but I mean, I think our decision, any info on that, I mean, if Gordon's benched, then I guess it is what it is. But I haven't seen that. That was a potential with Gordon, though. He could be benched, but I mean, we'll see. No, don't triple captain Gordon. He, as I mentioned, he might not even start. Raul or Minte? I think Minte. I think he's going to start, and I think he looked better against Arsenal. He hasn't looked great, but Chalobah over Anderson and Lacroix. Yes, because Semenyo's going to blank, so I'll keep a clean sheet. But I mean, it's quite close between them. Start Richards. Yeah, you can start Richards. I doubt he comes off the bench. Bench Anderson or Elliot Anderson. I think you play Elliot Anderson. I think that that game's good. It's a good game. 2 minutes left, though, guys. Please lock in your teams. Yeah, just under a minute left. Bowen or Voltemade? I think you have to go for Voltemade, but there's, I mean, I think you have to go for Voltemade. The fixture's just too good, Dylan. Best place for being in Cape Town? I mean, it's a little pretentious, but I think Camps Bay is pretty nice. It's got a nice view there, a lot of restaurants on that beachfront. So I'd probably say there. It's a very, very sort of easy answer, but that one. Any early news? I haven't seen anything as of yet, but I mean, I was expecting a bit more, but I don't see anything at the moment. I will do a quick refresh, but we are very close to... no, I don't see anything. So we're very close. 5 seconds to go. So get those teams locked in. Has been a bit of an interesting deadline stream. It is TUPD time. Time up, pens down. If you know, you know. But let's just hope the -4 pays off. I mean, we're relying on Gordon, who apparently might not even start. Hall, that is a minute's rotation risk. But if they both play, I think there's potential there. So let's see. But I'm hoping for a green arrow. Let's just hope for something. But with the -4 head, you're already starting on the back burner. So let's see what happens. I do appreciate you guys joining me on a Tuesday evening, wherever you guys are around the world. Pretty quick turnaround from now till Saturday. So let's just hope that we're on a green arrow, then get a green arrow in game week 20. But I'll be seeing you guys for more content after probably the Thursday fixtures. Don't think it's worth recording before those Thursday games do conclude. So hopefully by that time, we're on a green arrow already. But thanks for joining. Hopefully the green arrow is in our favor. But for the time being, I will be signing off. See you guys later. Cheers. Bye.